We just finished our third day morning facility, and yesterday when we were at Fort Lauderdale, we realized that the boy in the news who beat the girl over text messaging in Fort Lauderdale area was in the audience, and he heard our message yesterday. And we're trying to make sure the kids realize their potential. I shake every one of their hands, and I say to them as I look them in the eyes, "You are loved." Yesterday I realized, and it made me emotional this morning. I don't cry very often in front of these guys. They're so hard that even in the midst of someone being so emotional, they can hold it back, and they don't shed a tear. But man, you see their heart, and I realized halfway through that yesterday, to realize that boy is going to spend at least 20 or 30 years in prison because of premeditated attempt of murder over a text message. He kicked her skull in, and it's the same school. It's the same detention center that the boy was at. The three boys who burned the boy who saturated his body with kerosene and burned his body. It's Deerfield Middle School. And they all go to these detention centers first. And that boy was in the crowd. And I didn't shake his hand yesterday. And I didn't say to him, "You are loved." And it's so important because in his devastation, he needs to know right now more than any other time, God loves you. And the love of Jesus is overwhelming. Brryan, your story, he heard your story, and he heard you say never give up. And what if that guy was in front of you after being arrested, spending 21 days in detention center, what would you want to say to him most?
This is his hour of desperation, and no matter where you are in life, whatever time of desperation you have, it's always the same. Desperation is desperation. You say, "Hey man, I may have not been where you have, but I've been there." You don't want to go there, even if you're already there. Hey, why certain I cast on my soul, put your hope in God. Because hope is vital and God is vital.
Because we didn't tell him you are loved. There might be a reason. God has a purpose in all things. And I'm going to talk to the director today and find out how it went yesterday. But we can only pray that through our message yesterday, as we prayed, and I asked the director after we prayed, she told me about the boy. I said, "Did you notice what he did during the prayer?" She said, "Yeah, I made sure to look at him and notice he closed his eyes and he prayed." These kids are lost, and we're here to trust God to do something to make a difference, and we're really blessed.